Hello. Okay, so we are day 360. Crazy. 360. I'm almost done this 365 live. It's just insane. And what I want to talk to you about today is I actually want to talk a little bit about money mindset. And this conversation I want to have with you is, I think, really powerful because we so easily take on beliefs that are not our own from others, from like our environment, from, growing up, from our experiences. And these beliefs are not something that belongs to us. And so what I want to ask you is, like, if you kind of start thinking about like the people who you're surrounded with, see like who you're surrounded with, like who are you living with, who your friends are, your parents, your partner, etc. And just take a moment and think of, what is their money mindset? Like, what do they believe about money? And even just observe it from like another point of view, like just to kind of like take a step back and just observe and see, like, when money comes up, like, how do they react? How do they feel about money? What pops up? What are some of the words that they say around money? And just observe for now. You don't need to like take it on or do anything with it. Just observe and see what is happening. And then ask yourself, like, once you've observed it all, and ask yourself, do I also believe this? And I think that, like, in that moment, I want you to like think of like, okay, like, is this something that you also say? Is this something that you repeat as well? Is this something that feels true to you? And from there, I want you to look at that belief and look at how you view money, how you feel about money and all that. And see, is it positive or is it negative? Does it feel good or does it not feel so good? Or does it feel neutral? So notice how you feel about these beliefs. Notice, like, see if the beliefs are positive or negative or neutral, and just observe it all for now. The thing is with money beliefs, and such as like everything, like, we create stories, we put stories onto it, and money is, right? All it is a piece of paper, a currency, or a number on a screen in your bank account. That's all it is. Anything else that you've attached to money is a story. And so when you first start doing money work, the idea is to like be able to see the stories that you put on money, is to be able to understand the stories that you've attached to it. And a way to do that is to pay attention and be like, kind of really start paying attention to your thoughts, paying attention to the people around you and their thoughts. When they say something around money, do you agree with it? Whether it's good or bad, do you agree with it? And what kind of stories are you putting on with money? And you can just observe it for now. And it could be very similar, like when people talk about what's happening in the economy. Pay attention to that. Pay attention to when people talk about the economy, when people talk about scarcity, when people talk about the stock market, when people talk about the housing crisis, when people talk about all these things that are currently happening in our external environment. How are they talking about it? And how are you talking about it? And from there, you'll be able to see it, because there are a bunch of realities coexisting within one another. There are a bunch of realities that, that are all intertwined. Oh, that's weird. My screen is like really glitching. Can we like not glitch? I don't like this. I don't want it to glitch. Okay. That's weird as I'm talking about the realities and my screen is glitching. There are a bunch of realities that coexist. And so the idea is, there's going to be a reality of scarcity. There's going to be the reality of lack. There's going to be the reality of housing crisis. There's going to be the reality of, like, you know, food shortages. There's going to be the reality of the stock market crash. There's going to be all these realities. But then simultaneously, there's a reality that exists that is abundant. There's a reality that exists that there is more than enough. There is a reality that you don't see the scarcity. There is a reality that you find the housing. There is, and so it all coexists. So my question to you is, which reality do you want to tap into? Which reality do you want to be in? Do you want to be in the reality of scarcity, the reality of food shortages, the reality of, you know, there's like not enough eggs? Or do you want to tap into the reality of there's more than enough, and there's an abundance of food, and there's an abundance of housing, and there's an abundance of everything? And so that is a choice for you to make. I'm just here kind of showing you a little bit of the breadcrumbs of like how to begin this money work, like where to start. And the starting point is recognizing it. You got to recognize the thoughts and the beliefs you have. And then from that recognition point, that's when you can shift. But if you don't recognize, if you believe money is the root of all evil and you don't see that as a belief and you see that as a fact, then that is your choice and that is your belief. And I can't sit here and change that for you. But you're going to have to be able to view it that it's just a belief, but it doesn't mean it's a fact. It's just a belief. Anyways. That is what I wanted to share for day 360. Oh my God, you guys, we have 5 days left. It's crazy. Yeah. And if you want to talk more about money, if you want to dive more into this, I do have a money program. And it's right now, enrollment is continuously open. There is no cutoff date at the moment. And so if this is something that you're like, hey, I want to dive into money, I want to rework my money wounds because you know what, like, you don't like where you are at with money right now, send me a message. Let's chat about it. And yeah, payment plans are obviously available in whatever way works best for you. And that's basically it. So have a wonderful day. And I will speak to you all tomorrow.